an input for all those who are into farming activity in the country. So that's another advantage. So we'll be saving foreign exchange, and then there will not be this delay of having to wait for contractors to check from government orders to import and distribute. It takes time, at times it becomes too late for the season that it was intended. So with this, our own fertilizer plant in Lagos, you can be guaranteed of having, fertilizer on time. And then I'm sure the price will not be as much as the one that they import from abroad. Because the raw material for the production is available in Nigeria. It's mainly gas. And gas is available, but it's being wasted. So we now have a pipeline that will carry it from the Delta creeks down to Lagos at the distance of, I think, about 1,100 kilometers under sea. There's no that kind of project in the whole world also. We check gas under sea, about 1 kilometer deep sea, to avoid, sabotage. Then we take it for 1,100 kilometers to our site. So that will guarantee continuous, uninterrupted production of fertilizer for the whole country. I can assure you that.
Okay. So before we received him this evening, we had said in previous occasions that the greatest takeaway from your presence in this house is that if you want to go into agribusiness, one of the biggest assets you need will be connection to right waters, connection to source of fertilizer, connection to inputs, the seedlings that you'll be needing, connection to the market. Because the biggest challenge to agribusiness is that a lot of the things you produce can be perishable, and if you don't have, even when they're not perishable and you don't have ready-made markets for them, then you can have your capital tied down and then the business will not progress. So you know that beyond Dangote, we have listened to a few other mentors that have come here and seen the opportunities even before they start happening, that we have made more than adequate arrangements to make sure that all the backbones that you will need to embark on this journey, because this is the pioneer gathering of young Nigerians to be trained in agriculture, to be supported with finance to go into whatever choice of agribusiness that you'll be choosing. In fact, I'm more than delighted today that the biggest corporate entity in Africa is with us, standing shoulder to shoulder, that even the moral booster that comes with this alone, like I said previously, and I'll say it again, you can go to bed today and dream bigger. Those of you that have small dreams, if you continue to dream small, then you'll be leaving yourself behind. So congratulations to all of you for being here, and I want to thank Alhaji Hashem for finding time. I know how tough it is, how difficult it is. And let me also, in the presence of the housemates, remind you that we are still hopeful that the Agribusiness Group, the NGO that
yes,
we are hoping that...
they have been out of town, but I will definitely provide you with the link.
Okay.
So they are into the business and we give them an office at our own expense. The Agro Business Group, sponsored by us, is organization for the promotion of agriculture and the value chain. I think that's why they're there.
But I'm believing that the moment we can also tie up that end, then the sky will be our limit. So
I'll try to get Dr. Monzo for you also to come on, because that has been his job.
that will be fantastic.
I'm trying to, he has not been coming to all this much. I've given him the idea, and once I can get you, I will connect you so that you come here and deal with you.
I appreciate that. So, any comments, questions? If there are things that we think we can tap from the experience of our guest today, so that we can all share thoughts briefly before we leave.
Anything you want to know about it.
Okay.
what I know, I can tell you.
My name is
From
Benue. I'm mostly into rice farming. That's what I've been doing. I'm very happy when they talk about rice and they improve seedlings, because that has been the major challenge of rice farming. And if you want to go into rice farming, like 20 to 40 hectares, it's actually very hard for you to do it manually, like tractor, harvester, and the improved seedling, which is the most important. So we'll be very happy. Few of us are into rice farming, so we're very happy if this is maybe we can provide us.
It depends on the location where you are. Our intention was also established in Nasarawa State, where we were building a sugar plantation in Tunga, Tunga, away. You say you are from Benue, you know away now. You pass by Nasarawa State, just by the Benue banks, separating Benue from Nasarawa. We have cited also a rice like I don't know, when they will do that, but like I mentioned, there are 6 locations. And I'm sure, around the locations, we are farming in Benue. So I cannot guarantee you that, well, it depends. Rice is not perishable. If you can make outputs when, it is completed, I'm talking about rice milling plants, link up, then whatever benefit anybody can get around where the plants are. If you can bring your rice, once it is to the standard like you have mentioned, and then there will be that agreement whereby you benefit from the inputs, the improved seedlings that will give you, more yield per whatever area you are cultivating. So we imported the varieties some years back. We propagated around these towns and states where the location of the rice milling plants is ongoing, so that by the time we'll be uptaking, and we have even had silos in place, so you will be guaranteed of market for whatever you produce, so long as the standard is what we need, and then there's that agreement of linkage between the outgrowers like you. Location does not matter, you can transport, and then these things you are talking of, it is part of what they provide as input. You get it. Our project is very big. We will require more than what is being produced currently in terms of rice for the means that are available. Our only intention is to have a situation whereby we are not going to import rice from wherever, anywhere. All these millions of tons that are being imported to be robust by God's grace. Yes.
And I think also, to further add to what I thought she was asking, for those of you that will be needing tractors and equipment for mechanized farming, I would think that in almost all states of Nigeria, there are likely to be leasing companies that have those equipment that can be leased, or in some cases state governments have them. So we will try to reach out to such institutions, whether they're government or private institutions, so that whatever funding support you will get, most of it may not necessarily come to you in the form of cash. They will come in the form of the Anchor Borrowers Program that the CBN is implementing, in which case, when you need the tractors to till the ground or to harvest or whatever, the organization will rent those tractors and get them to work in your farm. And then the fertilizers and seedlings, the high yield seedlings that you'll be needing. So we'll work out all of those details to ensure that not just that you practice what you learn here, but that you do it at the standard and quality that we expect of you. And I think by way of sentiment, I heard when Alhaji said it's from Bauchi State. Do we have representatives from Bauchi here? Yes. Okay, 2 of them. And so you have the opportunity to speak now, so that we can tie you to Dangote Group. All right. Any other comments?
And I learned recently, Nanda has been revived also.
In fact, as if you know, that's where I just came back from now. I just finished a meeting with the executive secretary. Yes, I just finished an interaction with the executive secretary of Nanda. and we've scheduled a meeting, a delegation of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, which I will be part of. I will be engaging with NADA on Monday.
That's a very good idea.
We also track that. That's part of the, you know, they are charged with responsibility for land, farmlands, development and
ready for farming.
Deployment for farming, and so we're hoping to use that instrumentality.
And they are going to be in every local government.
Yes, yes. Any other comments? Better speak now, or forever hold your peace. Yes.
Thank you, sir, for being here with us. We're so grateful. Sir, yeah, in as much I would really love to own a sugarcane plantation in order to support the company. But my challenge now is the land to get. So I don't know how to go about searching for land.
Sugarcane, unfortunately, is not like rice. You have to cultivate it around where the industry is. If you are not in around Savannah sugar, where we have land ready for the outgrowers, or you are not going to be in Nasarawa where we are siting or building the new one in our local government, it will be difficult for you to transport cane. You know, it dries up.
Yes.
You tend to lose almost 50% of the moisture content by the time you allow it after cutting. I cannot remember the number of days, but you lose by every hour, you know, the moisture content. So it's not like rice where you can take it, dry it, take it to your destination as far as wherever it is that you want to take it to. Which state are you from?
From Abia State.
Abia, okay. Well, I wouldn't guarantee that. Because you can, unless if you will crush it, because that is what they do in India. You know,
does Dangote Group have lands that they can lease or make available to interested farmers that can operate around?
I guess around the.
If they want to operate around that,
oh yes,
you can make land.
They will make land available.
Okay.
That has been
No, we can take full advantage of that because at the
you
end of the
provide
day,
land, prepare it
yeah.
for every irrigation purpose and whatever you need, and they will be divided into what is only for you to cultivate and now. So that has been the agreement. If you go to Savannah, that is what happens.
We can take advantage of that because what we have here are not just young farmers, these are young agripreneurs. Our hope is that they will be business owners in the agri sector.
Yeah.
And if you own a farm in Nasarawa, even if you live in Lagos or you live everywhere, you don't need to necessarily be the laborer on ground, cutting the grasses and doing the work. But you can own businesses in that location and then invest there, supervise it when you're around, and when you're not around, your workers are working there. So we'll work out those details.
And you see, the most important thing about sugar cane, you understand, the mere sighting of a sugar factory brings up a whole lot of other industries to spring up around it, using the byproduct of sugar. From the time you cut it, you know, the chaps, when you extract the juice, that is source of energy. Another stage is when you have extracted the juice again further, you will have molasses. Molasses are used for animal feeds. Yeast is produced out of all those byproducts of sugar cane before you now have the sugar itself. So it provides a whole value chain, to borrow your own terms in agri. So it's not going to be a success once we have these factories producing as much as what Nigeria requires in terms of sugar. The byproducts are also. I'm just giving you ideas. Yes, after engaging in cultivation of sugar cane also, we have animal feed, small scale, and spreading out around there to produce what animals eat. You make money out of it. Yes. Yeah.
My name is Govt.
From
Govt.
Salis.
I would love to go into this wheat planting, but I don't know if there's any food seedling that's required for it.
Planting of what?
Wheat.
Oh, wheat.
Yes.
We have not done anything of wheat. It's nice that I know some years back when the idea of establishing meals came, we imported. Up to last year, we were importing seedlings of rice, but for wheat, we're not going to, because like I told you, the flour aspect of our business has been sold out to different all about over exactly 1 year ago, November last year. So we don't have a single share in flour anymore. Like I told you, our essentially pasta business. It's not Dangote. You see our logo, just my agreement, we're using
The franchise.
the franchise for now. But after some years, use their own. We are not into it for much.
Okay. Any other comments? So, in the absence of any further questions or comments from the candidates, let me thank you immensely for finding time to be with us here today. We're going to be here till January, till next year. So we're hoping that this will be the first visit. Even hopeful that when Alhaji Mansur
Yeah, I'll
will
try
eventually be here, that
It's less busy.
you can bring him here. You now know the place. And still also hoping that we can still get the business group. So, because this is a long journey that we're back and this is just the first step. But we are hopeful that what we will make out of this first farm mates will serve as sufficient example for what will come in the future through this program, that is. So thank you for coming, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That is being recorded. Maybe by tomorrow it should be out. So as we leave, we can coordinate the power plant for Alhaji.
Let's give him 100 power claps. 1, 2, 20, 30, 40, 100.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
See you another time. We'll come back.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Lanti lo lo